Welcome to my house and welcome to my channel. I'm Laura Cepeda and today I'm going to show you how you can make a poncho using the stitch that I teach you in the last video, remember? Where we make this daisy stitch. Well, now because you asked and I have read your comments, I'm going to make this poncho for you. I will make the sample, but remember that you can make it for your size, and at the end you can leave it like this or you can add some fringes. You will decide, okay, in this case I will make this poncho for a girl, but you are going to modify it and adjust the size according to the person that you want this to make, okay? And here with this shell in the back and in the front too, we are going to increase stitches, okay, or reduce stitches. This is one piece a poncho, and you can wear it like this or like this too, right? You will decide, both ways are so beautiful, and you will see how easy it is. If you haven't watched the video where I teach you how to make the daisy stitch, you will discover in this video how easy it is that you won't believe. But well, before we start, it's important that you subscribe and then I will give you the step by step. Let's start. Well, to calculate how many chains you have to make, you are going to make a long strip of chains that covers all around the head of the person that you are going to make this poncho for, okay? In this case, I will make this poncho for a girl. I will make the standard size and are 80 chains, okay? It is important that you take this into account because remember that we are making this poncho in one piece, and the only place to fit and to try on it's by the head, so it's important. Well, I finished my chains and I will close in circle. As you could see, it approximately, this poncho will be for a girl of 1 year old, so you can take it as a reference. And this is the size. This is how it looks. I finished to make the 80 chains. Now we are going to slip one to close and we will go up with 3 chains, 1, 2 and 3. Then we are going to make 2 double crochet in the one in the next space and one next to it, and counting with the chains we will have 3 double crochet, then 2 chains, and well, here in this space we are going to make the first double crochet where we made the last 3, remember. Then in the coming stitches we are going to make 1 in each stitch. So here we have 3 double crochet, then 2 chains, we will skip 1, 2, and in the third a double crochet, again 2 chains, we will skip 2, and in the third a double crochet, and like this we are going to continue the whole row until we arrive to the half of the poncho, until here. So see you here to teach you how we are going to make the other shell for the back, okay, and how we are going to increase. It is important that you don't twist the chain, okay? Try to crochet straight and don't twist or skip more spaces, because then the counting and the stitch won't be correct. Well, here I am exact in the half, and we must have the same number of squares in one side and in the other. So here we have 3 double crochet, then 2 chains, and we share this space, and then 3 double crochet. I count how many mesh squares I made in one side so I can have the same in the other side. I count 11, so we must have the same. So I finish and I count also 11 squares, right? So now these are the front and the back. We are going to slip one to close once we are sure. We are going to slip until the center of the first shell, and right here we are going to crochet shell over shell. So we will go up with 3 chains, then we will repeat this shell, okay? So then 2 double crochet, 2 chains, and in the same space the 3 double crochet. So we are going to make shell over shell, then 2 chains, and we are going to make a double crochet at the end of the last segment of double crochet of the last shell, you see. Now we are going to start with the daisy stitch. So we will go up with 3 chains, and then here when we started we are going to insert the hook, sorry, and we are going to turn over and pull twice. We are going to repeat the same in the next double crochet, and the same in the next coming double crochet. And remember that we are going to leave all the stitches in hold. We are going to bring them through, and right here we have 3 petals. Then 3 chains, and where we finish right there we are going to make the 4th petal. We are going to bring them through and make 1 chain and insert the hook in the next double crochet to make a double crochet. But remember that the daisy stitch have 2 rows, okay? So this is the first part of the daisy. So then we are going to continue making the mesh square, and then in the coming row we are going to complete the flower. So we are going to make the same number of mesh in each side. And well, remember, as I told you, we are making this first part, and then in the coming row we are going to make the second part of the daisy where we are going to complete. So now 3 chains, and then here again in this same space we are going to turn over and insert the hook. As you could see, I'm making now the petals. I'm only turning over each petal twice instead of the samples that we turn over 3 times, remember? But well, it's the same. I will try to make it like this twice, and let's see how it looks. Well, now here we are finishing the second flower, and well, remember that after the daisy we are going to make 1 mesh stitch. Well, like this we are going to continue the whole row. Well, look, where I made the mesh squares, I made the flowers, you see, the daisies. I started with 1 mesh square, and I will finish with 1 mesh square too. Then, here is where I'm going to make the shell. Remember, here we are going to make shell over shell. Well, after and before the shell, I made 1 mesh square, right? Now, I'm going to make the 4 petals of the daisy, okay? Remember that this is the first part. In the coming row we are going to make the second part, and we are going to complete the daisy. So now I'm making the first petal. I will leave all the threads in hold. Then in the next double crochet I will repeat, as you could see. I yarn over first, and then I insert the hook and I pull, turn over and insert the hook twice. Then I will bring them through. These are the first 3, and then here we are going to complete making the 4th petal like this. Then 1 chain to close, and in the next double crochet a double crochet, then 2 chains, and here a double crochet. Well, we are going to continue like this the whole row. Remember that if you want you can make this poncho for a larger or smaller size. Well, at the end we are going to finish with 2 chains, and we are going to slip 1 to close. Sorry, let me take all the threads. Okay, now we are going to slip until the middle of the next shell to start. Now in this row we are going to complete the daisy. I'm so sorry if you hear some noises here. My neighbors are doing some renovation, so hopefully they finish soon. But well, let's focus. We are going to make shell over shell. Remember, 3 double crochet, 2 chains, and 3 double crochet, then all of them in the same space. I don't know what happened. I got here with something, but I don't remember. But well, look, this is how we finish. Then we will finish making 2 chains, and then here is where we are going to increase, and here at the end of the last double crochet we are going to make a double crochet, and the stitch by its own will increase 1, you see, then 2 chains, and now here we are going to complete the daisy. Before the flower, 1 double crochet, then 2 chains, yarn over, and right in the center take 1, take two, remember, leave them in hold, then bring them through, then 2 chains, and again in the center twice. Pull twice to make the petal, then 3 chains, and like this is how we complete the daisy. Here at the end we are going to make a double crochet and 2 chains, the next double crochet, and then again here we are going to complete the daisy. And remember, what we made in one side, we are going to make it in the other side too. Here again we are going to complete the daisy. Well, like this is how we are going to continue the whole row. Where we have to make the double crochet, the shells, we are going to crochet shell over shell, and remember that we have increased one mesh square before and after the shell, like we made at the beginning, remember? So like this is how we are going to make it in the other side too, right here. So see you at the end. Look, just a quick review. This is what I was saying. Here is where we are going to make before the shell one double crochet and one after the shell too, like we made here, okay? And like this is how we are going to increase one mesh square. Now again, here inside, we are going to make shell over shell, and then we are going to continue with the rest, okay? Just I wanted to mention this, and everything could be clear, okay? So let's continue. Well, here I finished the row with 2 chains, and I will slip one to close. I want to show you how it looks. This is the shape of the poncho, right? And as I told you, the stitch by its own will increase, okay? As you could see here, we have completed the daisies, and here where are the shells is where we are going to increase. So again, we are going to slip until the center of the shell, and we are going to make shell over shell, as you know, 3 double crochet, 2 chains, and again inside 3 double crochet. Okay, so here we are finishing the shell, then 2 chains, and here always at the end of the segment of the 3 double crochets that we made of the last shell, we are going to make a double crochet right there. And well, like we have finished the daisy here, we are going to alternate the spaces, and right away we are going to make the first daisy here. As you could see, one daisy is made of 2 rows. So first we are going to make this row, and then in the next row we are going to complete. So here after the mesh square, we are going to make the first petal. So we will go up with 3 chains, and in the same space where we started, right there is where we are going to make the first petal, leaving the last threads in hold. Then in the next double crochet we are going to make the second petal, and then in the next double crochet the third petal, and then we are going to bring them through and make 1 chain. Now we are going to make the fourth. So we will go up with 3 chains, and right in the center where we made the last 3 is where we are going to make the petal, and we are going to make a double crochet right in the top of the last daisy. So then again 2 chains, and where we make the daisy, now we are going to make mesh squares. So like this is how we are going to alternate the flowers. And remember that we have to this is the first row of the series, and then in the next row we are going to complete the daisy. But well, I will follow the same instructions. I will finish this row and see you at the end to teach you how it looks, okay? So remember that we are going to alternate the flowers. Keep that in mind. Look, if we fold the poncho in half, now we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 flowers, right? Remember that in the last series we had 3. As I told you, the stitch by its own will increase. So don't worry, you don't have to increase or make more chains between to open more the shape. If that's the case, well, you can make that. Well, I have started the next row, so I've started the same with the shell, then with the 2 squares, then I complete the daisy, and like this is how I'm going to continue the whole row, okay? Where I have to complete the daisy, well, I will make the petals, and here I will make always the shell. That's the secret of the stitch so far. Here we are always going to respect and make the shells, and remember that the daisies are made by 2 rows, and always before and after the shells we are going to increase 1 double crochet to have 1 square more, and once we are going to have 3, 4, 5, 6 flowers, and this is how it will open more, okay? Well, I will finish this series and see you there. Well, I finished the series, and in this side I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 daisies, you see? And I have the same number in the other side too. So far we haven't had any complication, right? It is so easy, and the stitch by its own will increase. Just the key is that you start with the base chains according to the size of the head of the person that you are going to make this poncho, because remember that this is the only way that you can put this poncho on, and it's one piece. The important thing is that you are going to calculate these base chains first for the size of the head that you are making this poncho for, and also because you must have multiples of 12, so you must complete the multiples, okay? And like this you are going to have the stitch, and the instructions will be the same for any size, but just the important part is that it has to be multiples of 12. Well, at the end you can put some fringes, or you can make a simple stitch for the edge. And well, here for the neck I will make a cord. I will show you how, and I think that with this we finished. You can make it in different colors and with different textures. I suggest that you find a yarn that it's a little bit puffy so the flowers can pop and look better, right? So far I have teach you how you can make in poncho in this shape, and also how you can make the square to make a blanket, or also to make a blouse, or what else, to make a vest, right? And this stitch is reversible. That's the best part of it. Well, what do you think? I hope that you have enjoyed making this poncho with me. As I told you, I made a promise. I read your messages, I read your comments, and you want me to make this poncho. So here it is. I hope that you make it in different colors, in all the sizes, and for your girls too. Okay, well, before you go, I hope that you can subscribe. It's very important to me. Also, please follow me in all my social media. I'm in Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest, and I'm new in TikTok. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for watching till the end of the video. I appreciate that you take this time of your life to spend it with me. Thank you so much. Bye.